Hoo-yah, it's the DJ, and we're gonna talk about EVs today and the car industry. Hadn't talked about cars in a long time. Real long time. We haven't been dissing our friends at Ford. Oh boy, things just keep going the same there. Yeah, let's give Ford some kudos. They keep churning out the recalls. I thought they were supposed to make cars, but no, they keep churning out recalls on their good cars this time. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some other observations I have about the car industry and EVs in general, folks. Let's bring the music down so we can get this show on the road, unlike many of those Ford cars that have been recalled that are now off the road. Yeah, go figure. There you go. Today is Saturday, June number 1. Saturday, June 1st. We've made it to June. I didn't think you'd ever get here. Wow. So, yeah, quick note. Check out some of the Susie Q slot content. She had an awesome, eventful week, if you know what I mean. She had a couple of hand pays, folks. So if you want a loan, get a loan for any money, now's the time to ask her because she's chock full of it. Check out the video, the piggy banking video I just released. And she got to meet Brian Christopher Slot. So he's a big deal in the YouTube slot genre. So he's got like over 500,000, 600,000 subscribers. He's got 12 people on his staff. I mean, right here, we got 2 people here on our staff, and we don't even get paid. But he's got 12 people on his staff, and he's got over 1,000 hand pays so far this year for his channel. He rakes in the hand pays, and that's what he does. So check out his channel. Check out Susie Q Slot's channel. She needs some more subs. She's just starting out, and she's churning out some awesome content. So check her out. Check her out. All right, so let's talk about the auto industry. Let me get something up here. We'll got if you've been watching our channel here, you know that we did a video probably about a week ago about how the cars are starting to stack up on the car lots. Let me see if I can get some of that footage up here for you guys to take a look at. But in the meantime, you know, the industry is just kind of slowly falling apart. We've got Ford, who, of course, keeps issuing their recalls like they do. That's what they do for a living. They issue recalls. I really believe, I'm sure they have a recall department, and that's all they do all day is issue recalls and manage that, because they're like the most recalled auto manufacturer in the United States. So how can you not have recalls? So there you go. They continue with their recall. I think I saw today they recalled over 110,000 Lincoln Navigators or Aviators, one of the two. And they're supposed to be one of the better built cars that they have, more expensive cars that they have, and they keep recalling them. They've also changed course. They've given up the harp of the EVs. They finally have dissented from Joe Bergen's idea of we need EVs at all costs. Well, the cost was running them broke. So they've decided they're what's his name? Farley, I forget his first name. The CEO of Ford is decided that hybrids are their next next thing. They're going to be moving towards hybrids. They're giving up the EVs because nobody wants to buy an EV. Go figure. Go figure nobody wants expensive EV that they can't drive outside a metropolitan area without taking hours and hours to get through your trip, right? If you're thinking about buying an EV, talk to a friend who has one and ask him how far he's gone in a day on a road trip, okay, and how fun that is. I do several road trips, on at least one on a monthly basis, maybe 2 or 3, and I can't imagine doing it in an EV. I like just pulling into the gas station, getting my credit card out, pumping some of that old fossil fuel into my tank, and having a quick potty break, and then 10 minutes later I'm on my way. So there you go. That's what I like. If you guys would like to complicate your life with a frickin' EV, it's up to you. So Tesla, yeah, so speaking of EVs, Tesla has fired 10% of their workforce. That's not a good thing. And they keep cutting back the prices of their cars. I don't know which ones, if it's the Y model or what, but they keep cutting the prices on their EVs. So if you've purchased one of those cars and they've cut the prices on it, your depreciation just went up and your resale value of that car just went in the bucket. So that's a good thing, isn't it? Yeah, that's a good thing for those people that were stupid enough to buy an EV. They deserve it, though. They deserve it. They deserve it just like Pete Buttigieg, right? You know Pete Buttigieg? The guy that drives halfway to the White House and then tells the people to stop so he can get out and ride his bike the rest of the way to make it look like he rode the whole way to the White House on his bike. Yeah, that Pete Buttigieg. The guy that couldn't fill potholes in South Bend, Indiana. The Rhodes Scholar guy. That's the guy. That's the guy. Well, anyway, he was out on the news last week, I believe. It was last Sunday or the Sunday before. He was touting how we spent, yes, we spent, you and me, the taxpayers, we spent $7 billion for EV charging stations, and we only have like 5 or 7 of them working. Do the cost benefit on that. $7 billion divided by 7 working EV stations. That's $1 billion per EV station so far. And Joe Bergen has been in office for almost 3.5 years, and he can only get 7 charging stations working. They're supposed to have 500,000 of them. So figure that out. How far are they to being completed if they got 7 of them done and they need to come up with 500,000 of them? Do the math. That's probably less than 0.01% or something. I don't even think my calculator can go that far to the right. So, yeah, there you go. So that was a bright idea. Bright idea by someone, right? You know, I diss on EVs quite a bit, and I hope you guys don't own one because you're a fool if you do. I just believe in choice, right? I don't like when I hear people say we're gonna do away with fossil fuel cars in 2030 or 2035. We're not gonna allow you to buy another gas-powered car ever. I don't like that. I don't like that. If I want to buy a gas-powered car, I surely will buy myself a gas-powered car. I don't want to be told that I have to buy an EV, a Tesla, a Rivi van that's going broke. It's amazing how some of these, like, remember Lordstown? Yeah, I think they're in bankruptcy and being split up as I speak. Rivian's next. They're only surviving to produce trucks for Amazon at this point. No one's buying their garbage either. So there you go. And then I heard of several large cities that had EV mass transit buses that are in the process of going back to fossil fuel because the experience was so bad. So think before you leap into the EVs, folks. Think before you leap into the EVs. And the EVs aren't any cheaper. They're not any cheaper by the time you figure out what it costs you to go to a rapid charger. If you don't have a charger in your house, it's going to cost you $30 to $40 to use a Tesla charging station and pretty much, you know, go 75% fill up on your car. Those tires, they come out now saying, oh, by the way, Tesla goes through tires twice as fast because of the weight and the torque. So you're going to need to buy those tires, and we got special tires for EVs now. So you're going to have to buy those more expensive EV tires more often than you did when you had that fossil fuel car, okay? Surprise, surprise, folks. If you were a fool and you bought an EV, congratulations. Congratulations. People are laughing at you. Can you hear it? Can you hear them laughing at you? I can. I certainly can hear them laughing at you. Yeah, and it's not a pretty sight. So there you go. There you go. So it's been, like I said, it's been a while since I've done a video on EVs and dissing our guys at Ford. So I hadn't had much news from my contacts at Ford. They still seem to be working. They still seem to be churning out crappy cars, if you can imagine that. And as you've seen in my videos here, let's get this one going again here. What's going on? I've been out checking the auto lots, and the cars are stacking up on the lots here in northern Illinois. Every time I go by a auto dealership, I see more and more chock full lots, auto lots, and once in a while I'll see an off-site lot that's chock full too. As this video here that I'm showing you, there was an off-site lot that had like about 100 cars, Nissans, not too far from my stomping grounds. So we're seeing more and more consolidation in car dealerships. I know a couple in my area, they got gobbled up by some bigger and better mega dealerships. So that's happening quietly behind the scenes. I'm noticing more jalopy cars on the road. There was a report out that the average life of a car on the road today is 12 years, the highest it's ever been, including 2008. So the average life of a car, the age of a car right now on the road is 12 years. And I just noticed this spring, there's a lot of cars with a lot of rust. And I just saw one today that was put together with duct tape and probably shouldn't have been on the road, but there was this little old lady driving it, and it had duct tape all over the place holding things from falling off. So people are definitely keeping their cars longer, whether they should or they shouldn't. I mean, open your eyes, folks. Check out the cars around you when you're on the road. You'll notice that most of them have loud mufflers. They got a lot of rust. And normally you wouldn't see those on the road, but because of our economy, right? I think it all goes back to the economy. Because of our economy, they're keeping those cars. So That's just the fact of life. People can barely afford to buy groceries and put fossil fuels in their car, let alone pay the EV guy for his EV charge up, let alone buy themselves a brand new spanking car like we got here. These were $20,000 to $25,000 for these small little Nissan Sentras, and the Rogues were running around $40,000 to $48,000. And that's if you can get a loan, right? The interest rate now on a new car is probably going to be 7 to 10%, and if you're buying a used car, it's a hell of a lot more than that. So just financing a car. I'm hearing the auto loan applications rejected are at all-time highs too, folks. So there's a lot of people that need a car, but they can't get the loan because of their credit score. We've talked about this before. You need to get yourself out of debt. You need to keep your credit score high, over 650, if not 700. That's where your credit score needs to be. So you should be checking on that and making sure that you're doing things to get your credit score higher quicker, right? Because the lower your credit score is, when you need to borrow some money, they're gonna put the screws to you, right? They're gonna put the screws to you. All right, so I think I'm done today. I hope you guys are having a great summer. Summer is here. Summer is here. We haven't been to a car show yet because of the weather. It's been lousy weather around here, and we've just been really busy, so our opportunities to hit car shows has been limited, but I promise you this week we will try to get to a car show and start giving you guys a look at what type of classic cars are out there and the cool cars that are out on the highways and the byways. Okay, so this is the DJ over and out, and check out Susie Q Slots. You'll see her get some hand pays, some jackpots, and she's a happy camper at this point. So DJ Wonder Chrissy over and out. Migrant Mayhem, but we're talking about cars today at Land Cruiser Midwest. Like, share, and subscribe if you would. So, as we always end this show, see ya!